Hi everybody, Lisa here with another Vera Bradley bag of the day. I'm going to try to keep this one short because I really do still have a heavy workload, but I did get my online outlet sale items delivered, and I know everyone always does their haul videos. I mean, I didn't get a lot. I shouldn't be getting anything, as I always say, and so I don't know if this really constitutes a haul. But I thought I would talk about it anyway, and I'm going to call it a haul. So the first thing I got that I shouldn't be getting, and luckily I'm returning it, so I always feel so pleased when I don't actually like it as much as I thought I would. This is the Lighten Up Expandable Tote, and I do have another video on this because I love this item. I have it in Splash Dot, and that's the one in my video, and I'll put the link for that video in the comments. I mean, in the video description here. But I was looking around the regular Vera Bradley website recently. Please stop licking. Please stop licking. And I noticed they're not releasing this item in new patterns. And so that made me start to worry and think it's being discontinued. And when I think that's happening, I go into Vera panic mode. And I feel like I need to order another one of an item that I like. And so I chose this scattered super bloom pattern because I do like it in smaller items. I had never really seen it in such a large item. And I feel like for me it's a little, it looks a little bit like carrying a giant toiletries bag. There's something about this pattern that's reminiscent, reminds me of toiletries bags that my mom had back in the day. So, while I do think it's pretty, and I do love it when I've seen it in person on those smaller, like the medium cosmetic and the Lighten Up equivalent of the large blush and brush, or brush and blush, whichever one it is. And I've liked it in those items. It's just a little too much for me in this large size. And in the other video, Lighten Up video, I do measure and talk about the dimensions, expanded and unexpanded. So if people are really interested, I won't go through all that, but just show it in case people aren't familiar with this item, because it is a great item, just the pattern's not for me. It's got a large zipper, exterior zipper pocket. It is the metal zipper, but I find that on this kind of an item, a larger Lighten Up item, the metal zipper doesn't jump out at me as a problem. It seems to go more with the style of the item. And on both this one and on the Splash Dot expandable tote, this metal zipper works well. It doesn't stick as much as they seem to do sometimes on the quilted cotton bags. And of course, like all the other Lighten Up items, they have the cord pull ties, which I do find a little out of proportion for the smaller Lighten Up items, but on the larger Lighten Up items, I think it works fine. It doesn't jump out at me as odd. It has these fabric, these cloth straps. They're very comfortable. In the other video, I load up the bag with a lot of heavy stuff and put it on, and I found that and I have used it since then, and with no problem. The straps are comfortable and they stay on my shoulder very well. The top is the soft plastic zipper. It's got these flaps, sort of recessed a little bit, and it's got an extended end of the zipper there, which is helpful, I find, to grab it when you want to close it, but they also probably do that because when it expands, you might need that extra length. I'm not sure if that's part of the thinking there. And then the exterior zipper, the interior is just your solid polyester. No interior slip pockets for organization. It's just a big space, which for me is not a problem. And then the exterior, where it expands, is a soft plastic zipper, which works really well. I do this in my other video. I pack it up, I unzip it, I zip it up with the stuff in it. I mean, to show this zipper really works well, which is what you need on this kind of an item. Otherwise, you know, what's the point? And it has this kind of neat little, like this little flap over the zipper there. You can see it unzips very easily. All the way around. Oops, I'm losing my plastic. And then comes apart. The end of the zipper comes apart. So, it, you know, then it fully, widens out. I mean, I think it gets you about 4 extra inches. I don't remember off the top of my head. Again, I measured it in that. I do the measurements in that video, the other video. But what's nice is this expandable part is also, you know, the matching exterior pattern rather than, you know, being a lining. So it just looks very nice. I mean, you can barely, you know, tell what's going on there from a distance, you know, that there's a zipper or whatever. It just really blends in well all around. Let's see. So like I said, I really love this item. That's not why I'm returning it. I'm just not crazy about the pattern, and I do need to save money, so it was easy to sort of say, okay, I can live without this one. You know, it's unfortunate because I really do like this item, but there aren't that many other patterns. It comes in a bunch of other patterns still, and that were available in the sale, the outlet sale, online outlet sale, but none of them are really blowing my hair back so much. And they didn't have any more splash dot. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten a second one in splash dot, but I noticed splash dot was gone, so I'm glad I got it when I got it. So that's that. That's going back. And the other things I got, just small things, but I just recently did a video of the embroidered butterfly Hadley East-West tote that I found in my nearby factory outlet store. I was so excited about it, such a good deal. And in the online outlet sale, they had a matching cosmetic bag. And so when I saw that, you know, my eyes just bugged out. And I had to get it, even though I have no money. And the pattern, like I was saying in the video that I just did the other day on the tote, the pattern is just called Classic Navy, and the embroidery is on microfiber, which is navy, but it's a very dark navy. I mean, it almost looks black, but it is just such a nice navy because it's so dark. It's just very rich looking. And I always talk about navy blue and how I just think it's a very elegant color. I just wanted to show the embroidery close up because like I was saying in the other video, I don't always go for the embroidered stuff. I mean, just because something has embroidery on it doesn't mean I'll go for it. But I just love these butterflies. I think they're beautifully done, really beautifully designed. And I love the colors in the embroidery. I mean, there's just not a color that I don't really like. This was a iconic medium cosmetic, and let me write down the dimensions. Right, it's about 7.5 this way and 5.5 tall and 3 wide. And the inside is covered in clear. It's the same pattern fabric as is in the East-West, the Hadley East-West tote version of this. But it's covered with a clear plastic because I guess, you know, they really are thinking you use it for toiletries or cosmetics. So that's nice. I'm not crazy about having that because I'm not going to use it for those kinds of items. I just think it's too pretty for that. And I don't want to, I feel like I don't want to be pulling this in and out of packed luggage that might wear on the embroidery a little bit. I could see carrying this as a clutch or just in my shoulder bag to maybe contain something like cords, you know, charging cords or something, or a little bit of makeup if I might have to carry a little bit of makeup with me, but nothing major, certainly nothing that would spill. I do prefer if a cosmetic bag is going to have some kind of lining, I do prefer this clear plastic rather than, I know sometimes on some of the older ones you get like that white nylon or polyester lining, and you can sort of see the quilted pattern through it very faintly. That I don't like. That feels very much like a diaper bag to me. But this I don't mind as much. That kind of way of lining this type of an item. So I was just so thrilled to find that in the online outlet sale. It's kind of what I like to look for, these little, almost like one-off kind of things, rather than the bags that are always in every sale. And something similar that I found in that kind of category of one-off things, I'm always looking for Kisslock items because, like I've said in a number of videos, I can't resist a Kisslock. And I did find this, which is the navy blue velvet. Let's see if I can get it. There, that's the light popped in there. With that applique, that owl applique patch that's also on the clamshell cosmetic case that they did in the Holiday Owls pattern. And so it has a bit of texture to it, almost like beading. I don't think it's beading, but you know what this reminds me of? Sort of reminds me of druzy jewelry. But it's got, you know, it's sheen and texture to it. And the red parts also have a texture like they're tiny beads, but I don't think they're beads. I mean, I get the feeling this stuff is sort of glued down. It's not sewn down like beads would be sewn down with thread. And the Kisslock, you know, when I first started looking on the online outlet sale at the Kiss coin purses, I was, you know, just expecting the factory patterns to come up, and those Kiss locks are different. You know, they're just like little round balls or something up here. This has a diamond shape, which is sort of, you know, interesting. I also like the fact that it doesn't have any label. Like this on the back has that pleather label. At least it's on the back. At least they didn't put it on the front with the embroidery. Here it doesn't have. There's nothing like that. The brand, you know, logo's in the metal frame up top. And what is this called? I don't even know what they call this pattern. They're calling this classic navy as well. So they're calling this classic navy, and they're calling this classic navy. And it's got the coordinating lining that you would see with the Holiday Owls items. So I couldn't resist that. A Kisslock, you know, that'll be great just to carry maybe at a dressier occasion. Just carry it like a clutch or something. And then I just wanted to mention this because I got this in the last, not this online outlet sale, but the one prior, I think it was. And I realized I'd never talked about it, and I think it's kind of neat, and I don't know if people realize they are offering this, and I do think it was still available in this most recent online outlet sale. So in the next one, if people are interested, it might still be there if they have quantity. But this is a re-release, recent, I assume, re-release of the Java Blue pattern, which is their best-selling pattern. If I'm not mistaken, it's the best-selling Vera Bradley pattern. And it's got this tag that says, to celebrate our storied history of prints and patterns, we are excited to reintroduce some of our most beloved favorites from over the years. These classics are as original and fresh today as they were when they were introduced. So it's a re-release. This is a iconic large cosmetic in Java Blue, and I just thought I'd show it up close because I talked in the other video I did with a Java Blue item that I have about how there are these touches of almost like an aqua greenish blue color in parts, especially on the coordinating trim. And I just love that particular color. I really think it helps the pattern, helps the color scheme. I wish it appeared in more parts of the pattern. I do like the rendering on this and the complexity of the rendering on this. You can see the trim is on both sides, which is nice. Sometimes on an item it's only on one side. I'm not crazy about brown. It's not a, um, a pleasing color for me, and brown and blue reminds me of my college school colors, which, doesn't really do much for me. I never was that impressed with this sort of shit brown, and baby blue combo. Not really doing much for me. However, I do think that the rendering in this pattern is gorgeous. Um, Very sort of Indian, Middle Eastern, Asian influences, I think, in the rendering, the motifs throughout this pattern. So really just beautiful. And for that reason, and the coordinating trim, the medallions and the coordinating trim, it was appealing enough for me to overlook the colors and to get it in the sale. It has the pleather pull tie, rather than the ribbon zipper pull that would have been on the original Java Blue items. But I do like the shape of it. I like the fact that there are no exterior zipper pockets. I know that the current iconic large cosmetic has that other like zipper pocket on one front. I don't like that. I don't like that asymmetry. It just seems like a little unbalanced to me. So I prefer this style where it's just a rectangle, just a plain rectangle, sort of more reminiscent of the current large factory cosmetic, which I do like a lot. The inside, again, just like on that butterfly thing, is the quilted pattern. That the exterior pattern that would come with Java Blue, but it's covered in that clear plastic again. So I do, I prefer that to, like I said, to the other way of doing an interior. And I could see, from the photos on the website that this was what the interior would be like. So that was good. Sometimes the photos on the website are not as explicit as they could be, and you can't really tell some things that you like, that are going on. But this one, the picture helped. So I just wanted to share that because I realized I hadn't talked about that, and since it was an online outlet sale item, I thought I would just add it because I don't really have a haul. I just ended up with 3 items, which is more than I have any right to be buying at this point, and I'm returning that, so that makes me feel a little bit more like I can justify keeping the other things. Anyway, just a quick one today as I get back to work, but thanks so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time.